The internet. The internet's come a long way to get to the point where it is today. Whether we utilize it to communicate with our family and friends across the world through Facebook or Skype or email, or whether it is to further our educations through distance learning as we are all doing right now in this class. It's important to have a basic idea of how the idea of the internet transformed. I'm going to take you through a few of the main concepts. I'm going to tell you about the galactic network and how the idea transformed into ARPANET, which was one of the first major networks which computers were connected, to the transformation into the World Wide Web. So now that you have a good idea, let me tell you about the galactic network. In August of 1962, an MIT researcher, J.C.R. Licklider, came up with the idea of connecting a series of computers which everyone could access data from any site. He was also a lead company researcher through DARPA. He had many other colleagues, and it's not fair to say that Licklider was the only one that invented the internet. Leonard Kleinrock in 1964 invented packet switching. Packet switching took data and divided it into packets which could follow different routes to get to the final destination. Little did anyone know, but this was one of the major steps towards computer networking, but they still had one issue to resolve, and that was to actually get computers to communicate. In 1965, the first connection was made. Lawrence Roberts, along with Thomas Merrill, connected a TX2 in Massachusetts to a Q32 computer in California using a telephone modem. So they took all of these ideas and these major accomplishments and they invented ARPANET. ARPANET is a system that allowed the flow of data using network control protocol. It utilized Kleinrock's packet switching methods, and it allowed geographically separated computers to exchange information. Then, in 1969, the first successful connection was made when two computers connected at the University of Stanford and UCLA. So with the use of ARPANET and this first connection of these computers, Ray Tomlinson came along and invented email. It was a system in which messages could be transmitted between these computers. And he was the one that used the @ symbol to separate the username from the computer name. But along with these methods of ARPANET and how it came along, there were still some key issues. Packet switching became a problem because they couldn't connect many computers to these many networks. And if any data was lost, the whole system came to a complete halt. So then Vinton Cerf came along. He wanted to create something so that computers could communicate with one another on these many networks. He came up with transmission control protocol. He also added routers so that if any data was lost, it would eventually be retransmitted so these systems wouldn't crash. And then Tim Berners-Lee came along and he invented what we know now as the World Wide Web. And the World Wide Web wasn't just a way to send files and messages or emails, but it was an idea to view a page or a web of information. Then just another short year later, 1992, a group of students at the University of Illinois developed Mosaic, which what we know as Mosaic is Netscape. This was a big step in the internet revolution because it didn't just allow you to view a page of information. It allowed you to search and see words and pictures together, as well as having clickable links and scroll bars to navigate through these pages. So with these key concepts, from 1992 on, more developments came along. We started seeing more pages such as AOL, Google, Facebook, peer-to-peer networking, MP3 files, and different ways to transfer data. If it weren't for the galactic network and the basic idea coming together, and Licklider's inventions and Kleinrock's packet switching methods, all of these would not have gotten to the point where it is today. So now that you know about the galactic network, you know about ARPANET, and you know how the World Wide Web was invented and transformed, next time you open that Facebook to communicate, you have a better idea of where the internet started. So I hope that this information helps you, and I hope that you all have a great day.